Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Elodie Jones and I want to welcome you to the Intercession course, which is AEP 800, and this is both sections VA and VB, and so V means virtual section A and then B is virtual section B. And so for this Intercession course, I just combined both of you into one Google community. I think that will be nice considering one class had 20 students and one class had 5, so that gives us 25 students to kind of interact with and get to know and learn from over the next 3 weeks. So I just want to tell you a little bit about this course. First of all, you'll notice that it's delivered in kind of 3 sections. The Google site or the website has all the content. So that's all of our assignments. It tells you a lot about the standards. So go find that standards tab regarding ISTE and TPAC and kind of look at that ISTE standard and the TPAC framework. It will give you a lot of information and background. It'll tell you how to cite them, how to integrate them in. I don't want you citing the entire standard. All you need to do is cite what it is. So again, you do not need to copy and paste standards in. You just need to cite what standard you're aligning your work with or where you think it aligns the most. And again, I give you examples inside that site. There's also the syllabus, so if you've had time to look that over. And then one of the things you're going to get into is that Google community. And so if you're watching this video, you've made it to the Google community, and that's basically our posting board. We're going to host and post all of our work there. So you're going to put your discussion boards on there. You're going to do all your assignments, and that's where they're going to be posted. And if you look in the left-hand side, there's categories. So as you post and get ready to hit post, you'll be asked to choose a category, which is really nice because when you want to go into the community and only look at, let's say, discussion board 2 or 3, you can use those categories on the left-hand side. You just click it and then it will populate just that post and not all the posts that have been made within the last few hours. So I think it's one way to maybe make it a little less overwhelming and kind of compartmentalize those pieces. One of the things you were asked to do was go ahead and make that intro video. A lot of you have done that, so you're working on that. I ask you to stop and open up Google Docs and go in and make a Google Doc with regard to your final assignment, which is called your transference reflection. But the first part of the reflection is actually called your exploration stage. And so I'll ask you to open a Google Doc, make that exploration stage, just write in. Essentially, it's asking you kind of your initial feelings, your bias, anything you feel or think about the class, write it down, and then you're going to open up that document and add the final stages on it for the final, which is that transference reflection. You can even go out and post that exploration stage under the transference reflection now, and then later in 3 weeks, you can just open it back up and add to it. As you probably have noted, an Intercession course, it is not a shortened course. It is the same amount of delivery as far as content that you have in an 8-week course or a 16-week. So an 8-week course is just a short course. Again, it's 16 weeks of material that's jammed into 8 weeks. A lot of teachers like that because they can do it between seasons and different things they have, contracts and stuff that they have at schools. And so that's why we have a couple shortened courses. And we've actually adopted a lot of those now in AEP. So now this is a 16-week course that's 8 weeks that's now down into 3 to 4 weeks. A lot of you have gotten in last week when I opened up the course and you started reading through stuff, asking a few questions, and then getting into that community to make that initial piece, which is that intro video. So just how the course is going to work, you'll go in and you'll do your discussion boards. I definitely leave my 2 cents. I go in and post a discussion board also to kind of let you know how I feel, my 2 cents regarding the content. And then I will give you specific feedback on all those mini assignments. I will be looking at your documents or looking at your projects and giving you feedback as well as those exploration pieces. So I will be popping in and out and constantly in there with you. The one thing I do want to give you is a few little tips besides using that category over to the left-hand side, which is super convenient if you just want to look at certain assignments, is if you want to tag somebody in that post, which basically Google Communities is like a blogging or a social media site inside Google. It's changed over the last couple years, but nonetheless, it's super convenient and I really love it for the interactivity. But if I want to go in and post something and tag you in it so I know that you get an email, I put the plus sign and then immediately without a space, I type your name and it will tag you in that comment. So you get an email that says, I'm talking to you. And that's a good way for you to ask a question about the class also. You can go into the Google community, you can plus type my name and then ask your question. I'll get an email and then I can directly answer it on the community. And then if other people have that same question, it's very convenient because then you're not sending me an email and then I'm not sending out a mass email. Everybody can see what everybody else's questions are or clarifications, or maybe something isn't working right. Like I know in Exploration 1, there's a link that was not correct. It was not working. And I updated it for this last fall, and I just didn't update it for my Intercession course yet. So that was awesome because I had 2 students say, hey, this link isn't working. And I'm like, okay, great. And so I went in and corrected that, just found some updated material and made that switcheroo. So that is out there too, to tag people and get on that community and use that community as a place to ask me questions, ask other people questions, and really get out and communicate with one another. That's the purpose of using it. One of the tenets of adult learning, online learning specifically, is learning from one another. And that doesn't happen if you're not out learning from each other, reading what people are posting, interacting with them. It's a big, big part of it. And so if you're already moving down and clicking along on some of these assignments, I would say kind of slow your roll and move back and look to go in and watch some intro videos. Who's in this class? Watch to see what people are saying about media use and everything in discussion board 2. Go out and help your friends and say, hey, I clicked on your Google Doc in discussion board 2 and it won't open. It looks like it's locked. Let's fix that before it's graded. So it saves me time, it saves you time, and things like that. And if you're a new user to Google, I would highly recommend looking at that video that I sent you early on in that email, which is how to set up a Google Drive folder. And then there's also another file that will pop up as you begin this class about my feelings on discussion boards. I think they're very important, and I don't want to overdo them. I look for just genuine, organic conversation between you and your classmates, learning from one another, taking away information, helping each other, really. I mean, that's what we're here, is just to get better and learn, and not learn all the things, but definitely perfect what we're doing and come away with more tools in our toolbox and maybe a shift in our mindset. That's one of my biggest goals. So I will leave you with just a small introduction. My name is Dr. Elodie Jones. This will be 2021 will be my 9th year at Fort Hays. I've been in advanced education programs for 3 years, and so working with K-12 teachers, people who want master's degrees and ed specialist degrees. And then I also teach a class at the undergrad level. So for 3 years I was teaching pre-service teachers who were going to be K-12 teachers. And I still go back and teach one of those classes, try to do it each semester to stay in touch with those 18, 19-year-olds and kind of what that looks like, because I think that's really important for me as a professional as well as a person. So those are kind of that's the kind of the area. I've always been interested in technology, absolutely love technology. I believe it has a time and a place in our classroom. And it needs to be linked with our standards. It needs to have a place, a time, a purpose. It needs to be useful for you, for your students, for the curriculum. It needs to make sense. It's not just a thing to add in because, hey, our school paid for it and we better be using it. So I think you'll learn what my mindset and philosophy is over the next couple weeks. Also on our Google site, there's a little thing that you can click that my name is over on the top left-hand corner, and there's a little bio, and in that bio I have my educational philosophy. So you'll find out right away. I'm super easygoing. This is really about your growth, your development, learning from one another. I don't expect perfection. I love reflection, though. I want to know how you got there, why you feel this way, what you felt about a tool. Just give me your 2 cents and back that up with some good, credible research and knowledge that you may have over the specifically last year or so. I think that we've been in a really fascinating year, and I think that this Google community is a great way to support each other as we move into 2021. So I want to wish you a happy holiday. I will be talking with you, leaving my 2 cents. And if you have any questions, again, post that on the Google community and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Take care and have a great day.